Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to the District Yoga. Today's practice, we're going to have a fun one working in and around the splits. So if that is something you're working on, this class is definitely for you. You will need 2 blocks for this class. But other than that, we're going to jump kind of right into it. So let's start at the top of your mat. Turn the feet out about 45 degrees, maybe between 30 and 45, and then place a bend through the knees. Lower the hips down and then come into your malasana or yogi squat. Hands can either be down low or they can be heart center, or if you'd like to, you can also sit on one of those blocks. And then just take a couple moments to start out here. It is kind of a big shape to start out into, especially as we dive right into the hips. Again, if you'd like that block, go ahead and come seated on that. I'm going to remove mine. I think I am ready for a little bit more here. My hands are at my heart, or your hands can be, again, on the floor, or maybe even on one of those blocks. Just take a couple moments, let the hips draw down towards the earth. Let the crown of the head reach up. And then just give yourself a couple moments. If you'd like to add a little bit of movement side to side, you're more than welcome to. Or you can just stay still here. Find a couple breaths. So obviously, if you're working on your splits, your hips and your hamstrings are definitely 2 of the larger muscles or areas that tend to play into your splits. So we're going to definitely work into those today. So the lower body is definitely going to get a nice touch. Even if you're not necessarily working toward your splits and really just trying to see where you fall here in this class, just see if you can have this sense of playfulness today. Take a couple moments, a couple breaths just to ground down. And then when you're ready, if not already, bring the hands down low to the mat. Take a huge breath in. Stay here, breathe out. We're going to slowly start to stand up. So slow. Start to place some weight into your feet. Start to straighten out those legs. Let's reach the arms up towards the sky. Big inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands to the heart space. As you do, start to lower the hips back down. Start to bend through those knees. We're coming back to that yogi squat, malasana. Take a breath in. Stay here, breathe out. A couple more just like that. So stand up slow as you need as you sweep the arms up towards the sky. Big inhale. Hands back to the heart space. As you do, just start to lower the hips back down. Just a few more like that. On the inhale, let's go ahead and stand up, picking up the pace just a little bit. But if you need to take a couple more breaths in malasana, you can lower down when you're ready. Let's get 2 more like that. On the inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. On the exhale, hands to the heart space, breathe out. Last one, massive inhale, use your breath to reach up. Hands to the heart space again. From here, bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to start to straighten the legs again. Just find a forward fold, turning the toes towards the front of your mat. Let the head just hang super heavy. Find a bit of a stretch through the back of those legs, through those hamstrings. Maybe give your hips a little bit of a wiggle side to side. Breathe here. So splits again, working into the hips and the hamstrings today. Don't feel like you need to rush to any place though. We will get warm. We will have a flow in the middle of this class and we'll work towards those splits. Those blocks will come in handy towards the end as we move to find your degree of your splits. If you're with me, hands to the shins, find your first half flat back, lots of length through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, dive it in. On your next breath, let's go and step the left foot back, drop the back knee, find a low lunge. Keep the hands low here to start out. And in fact, if you want to add a bit of movement, maybe side to side, maybe some circles, find what feels good for you. Just working into that left hip flexor and into that right hip joint. Take a couple breaths. One more inhale here. Get long through the crown of the head. And then if not already, hands low, start to shift the hips back, start to straighten that front right leg. Find your first half front split or Ardha Hamanasana. You could point or flex through the toes. I like to do both when I first start out, especially just to notice the length through the back of that right leg. Just breathe, breathe, breathe. Checking in. Again, no rush or no need to force or jam into anything right away. We'll get the body warm. We'll get those areas warm to start out. And you will have plenty of opportunities to try out where your split is today. If you're with me, we're going to rebend that front knee. Maybe reach the arms up this time if that felt right. Inhale. Hands down to the earth, shift the hips back, find that half split. So we'll flow those two shapes. Rebend the knee on the inhale, maybe reach up. Exhale, hands low, shift the hips back, half split. Couple more like that. Inhale to rise. Hands down to the mat, shift it back. Last two, inhale, reach up. Hands low, shift it back. As you rebend that front knee, the hands are going to come down in front. Tuck the back left toe, zip the back knee up. Bring the hands about a foot in front. If you'd like to use the blocks, you're more than welcome to. We're going to come into a standing split right away. So let that left leg reach up long. Let the hands be heavy, maybe to the blocks, maybe to the floor. Take a couple breaths here. Just letting that right leg do a little bit of work and just strengthening into the back of that right thigh. Let the head hang super heavy here. Breathe wherever you landed. And then if you're with me, we're going to stay balancing on this right leg here, but I want you to pay attention to that top left leg. So from there, take an inhale. On the exhale, bend through that left knee. Bring that knee to meet the right. So we're squaring the hips. Both knees are reaching forward towards the front of your space. Your hands are low, either on the blocks or on the mat. Take a breath in. Huge breath out. On the inhale, reach that leg back up. Breath in. Bend that knee, bring it back in. Inhale to lift it up. You should be feeling this in that right leg. Bring it back in. Inhale, let the toes reach. Exhale, squeeze the hips back to center. Inhale to lift. Bring it back and stay here. Take a huge breath in. Massive breath out. We're going to step that left foot back about 3 feet. Find your way to pyramid pose. Hands are probably going to come back towards that right foot. Still straddling that right leg. Your head is still hanging heavy. And again, we're touching into the back of that right hamstring. Your breath is here. Got that heart rate up just a little. Take a huge inhale. Exhale, step that left foot forward, bend through that left knee, step it forward, forward bow. Bend through the knees. Let's just ragdoll our way up to standing. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Crown of the head comes up last. Hands stay by your side. I just want you to pay attention to that right side. So we've touched a lot through the back of that hamstring and into that right hip. Just notice any differences from right to left. Beautiful. If you're with me, bring the feet as wide as the mat, turn the toes out. Remember that yogi squat malasana, bend through the knees, hands to the heart space. A couple like that, stand up. Let's reach it up tall, just like before. Hands to the heart as you lower the hips down, bending those knees. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, lower the hips down, malasana. Inhale, stand up. Last time. Hands to the heart space as you lower down. Beautiful. We're going to stand up, reach it up once more. Toes turn in. Exhale, forward fold. Dive into those legs. Find a half glance long through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Dive out. We're going to step that right foot back. Drop the back right knee. Hands will stay low for this first round today. Again, add a bit of movement Find your movement on this opposite side. So we found a lot of movement through that right leg on the opposite side. Make any adjustments as you need, how you need. Stillness was calling your name. That's always welcome as well. Take your last couple breaths here. Finding the stretch of that right hip flexor, but also that inner right hip. Take a breath in. Huge breath out. If not already, hands low. It's going to start and straighten that front left leg this time. First Ardha Hanuman on this side. Point and flex through the toes, just activating through the back of that left leg. Take a couple breaths. A few rounds here as you just allow that left leg to find some length, to find some space behind it. Crown of the head reaching as you fold over that front leg. Beautiful. If you're with me, we're going to flow that through a couple times. So we're going to rebend that knee. Again, if you want to, maybe reach the arms up, drop the hips. Exhale, hands down low, shift it back, half front split. Rebend it forward, inhale, maybe reach. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman as you breathe out. Rebend it here, inhale. Hands low, shift it back. Inhale, 2 more. Hands to the mat, shift it back, breathe it out. Rebend last time here, inhale. Hands down low to the mat. We're going to rebend and reach back up. Inhale. Hands to the earth. Let's tuck the back right toe. Zip the back knee up. Hands forward either to the blocks or to your mat. And then lift that right leg up. Find your standing split on this left side this time. Head hanging super heavy. Maybe shake it out, yes. Maybe shake it out, no. Find a couple moments. You can always have a bend through that bottom left knee if you need it. Otherwise, just taking in that air. Checking. Right leg lifted, right leg long. And again, we're going to play with that hip here. So for me, my hip is a little more open on that right leg. Take an inhale, reach through the toes. And then as you exhale, bring the right knee to meet the left. You should feel this a little bit more through that left leg. Again, hands low, head heavy. Inhale, the toes reach back up. Exhale, bring that knee back in. Inhale, a couple more like that. Bring it back and square the hips. Inhale, just a gentle yawning. Exhale, bring it back in. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, knee to knee. Extend that leg back out long. Take a couple breaths. Just a few moments here. Beautiful. Toes reach up, inhale. Forward fold, dive it out. Half glance, inhale. Dive back in, breathe out. On the inhale, let's stand up, root to rise. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Just take a couple moments to notice that left side now. Maybe feeling a little bit more symmetrical on both sides. Maybe feeling a little bit longer, maybe a little taller as you got long through the back of those legs. Let's add a bit of a flow here. So on the inhale, reach it up tall. On the exhale, forward fold. Find a halfway lift, breath in. Hands to the mat, step back to plank, and right away, lower down slow. On the inhale, find your first cobra pose. On the exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. First time today, pedal the feet out, shake the head, whatever feels good. You're here for 5. Last 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. Right leg's going to lift up, inhale. Step it through, drop the back knee. Right away, the arms are going to rise, reach up. Hands low to the mat, shift the hips back, half split. 2 more like that. Inhale to reach. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, rise up. Hands low, shift it back. Rebend, keeping the hands low, reaching about a foot in front. Tuck the back toe, zip the back knee up. Come back to that standing split. This time, just stay with the leg lifted. Massive breath in. And then as you stay here for one more round of breath, get long through those toes. Bend through that back knee. Let's land back to a crescent lunge. Legs strong, arms are going to rise. Reach it up. Beautiful. Strong through that back left leg. Feel that hip flexor. Find some space. Now in this more active version of that low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Stay here. Just settle. Reach up, inhale. Stay here, exhale. One more breath in to reach. This time, lean the upper body forward. Shift into take flight into what we call third warrior or warrior three. We're just here to pass through. We're going to come back to that standing split. So if you're with me, hands low or to the blocks. Left leg maybe a little bit higher than it was before. Huge breath in. Massive breath out. Take one more inhale, toes reach. Exhale, forward fold, dive out. Half glance, inhale. Hands to your mat. Let's find a vinyasa. Lower down slow. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Yes. Switching sides. Left leg's gonna rise. Step it through. We'll drop the back knee. Right away, arms rise, arms reach. Hands low, straighten that front leg. Two more, inhale. Exhale, shift it back. Last one, rebend, inhale, reach. Hands back, shift that leg back. Rebend it here, hands stay low. Tuck the back right toes. Hands about a foot in front and lean forward into that left foot. Take flight, standing split, stay here. Head hanging heavy. Breath staying steady. Toes are going to reach one more time. Inhale. A bend through that bottom left knee. Land onto the toes. Come to crescent lunge. Big breath in. Stay with it. Yes. Settle in. Beautiful, you guys. One more full reach up. Lean the upper body forward. Shift into that left foot. Take flight. Digasana. Yes, stay here again just for transition. One more breath in. Hands down to your blocks. Standing split. Stay here. Breathe, breathe. Inhale, toes reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Dive it out. Half glance. Inhale. Exhale, dive back in. We're going to step the left foot behind the right, finding maybe the feet come to touch. So if you need to adjust the feet, you can. I'll turn towards you so you can see. My ankles are definitely not touching. That's okay. Maybe your toes touch. Maybe not. Maybe you have a big bend in either knee. Maybe that foot's a little bit behind the right foot. That's okay too. Find what feels good. We're finding a stretch through the back of that left leg. Maybe a little bit to the outer right hip. Last couple breaths. And from here, a little bit of a transition. So really root down through that right foot. Hands stay low. Lift that left leg up. Find your standing split. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Dive in. Half glance, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. We'll switch sides. So step the right foot behind the left. Again, toes don't have to touch by any means. Just hang super heavy. Lots of length through the back of that right leg. A little touch for the outer left hip. Breath super steady. Just let yourself hang. From here, massive breath in. Big breath out. Really root down through that left foot. Right toes are going to reach up. Standing split. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Dive out. Half glance. Big inhale. Hands to the mat. Let's step back. Wash all of that out with a vinyasa. Lower. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take one more breath. Press the heart back. Let's go and drop the knees. Just come to seated on your knees, a nice hero or saddles pose. We're going to grab those blocks and we're going to try our first variation of this split. So I like to bring both blocks on opposite sides. We're going to start with the right leg. So if you're with me, let's just go ahead and come through stepping that right foot forward. Adjust the blocks as you need. And then just take a couple breaths in this low lunge. Again, noticing that back hip flexor, finding some space. And then if you're with me, if you're just coming to step one's just going to be coming back to that half front split. And that could be your split today. That could be wonderful. That could be beautiful. Stay with that. If you want to move on to that next kind of place, go ahead and just scoot that right foot forward. Depending on how grippy your mat is, you might have to wiggle it forward. And then the hands are going to be supported right underneath the block. So you might be with the front knee bent still a lot. You might be a little more forward. Work with your mat, work with your props. So that's going to be option 2. Option 3 is if you want to use this block to support that right hip. So this will just enable you, maybe keeping that other block on the right hand side. You can have it at the highest height or the middle height. You're just going to notice that you can lift the crown of the head up towards the sky. So you're a little bit taller through the upper body. We're going to stay here a couple moments. So if you're in half split, stay there. If you're in this supported split, stay here. Just breathe for 5. So whether that's your hip supported by the block or the hands supported by the blocks, stay there. I'll show you that one. Again, you could be on the middle or the lowest height, depending on your split. Adjust as you need. Beautiful. Last 3. For 2. And 1, slowly start to just scoot that right heel back in. Again, you might need to work with your mat. Mine's pretty sticky. I just got this mat. So wiggle that right leg back and then come on to all 4s, maybe moving those blocks off to the side. Give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. And then shift the hips back. Come into that child's pose, letting the forehead draw down to the mat. Taking a few rounds of breath. Not judging or trying to change what just happened. Take a huge breath in. Massive breath out. We're going to come back up through all 4s and we're just going to switch sides. So if you know yourself and you're like, I'm going to use the blocks the whole time underneath the hands, set up for that. And if you're like, I'm not sure, maybe just start with that first variation, that half front split or Ardha Hamunam. And so you stepped that left foot forward, front knee bent. Go and shift the hips back. Find your way to that half split. Again, maybe using the blocks. Take a couple breaths here. Decide where you're going to go next. Where you're going to go could be just staying here and breathing steady. Again, work with your mat. Maybe scoot that heel a little bit forward as that right leg draws long behind you. This could be your split. Stay there if it is. And then maybe you heel toe a little bit more, utilizing the supports of your blocks. If you'd like to have that block come underneath the left hip, I like to wiggle it under. And then you decide you can bring that left block to the outer left hip to support that left hand. Or maybe the right hand wanted to be supported. Maybe you need a little more support there. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Back toes are still unraveled. That left leg reaching long, spine tall if you can, but it's okay if you have the blocks and you're kind of leaning forward. Just notice where you land. No judgment about it, just arriving where you did. Impact. I'm going to bring both blocks back underneath my hands, taking my last couple breaths. Noticing we're getting long as the left leg reaches forward, right leg reaches back. Take a huge breath in. Big breath out. Slow. We're just going to start to drag that left heel back again, depending on your mat. If it's sticky, you might drag the mat with you. Bring that knee back to meet the right. Hands either on your mat or on your blocks. Give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. And then just shift back into a child's pose. Find your way there, forehead back down to the earth. And then just be aware of what's happening here through the area of the hips and the backs of the hamstrings. Folding in, folding forward. Take your last couple breaths. If you're with me, go ahead and come back to a tabletop position. We're going to get back into that same flow that we just did. I'm going to move my blocks out of my way. I'm going to tuck the toes, lift the hips back up, downward facing dog. If you're with me, let's just pick it back up into that flow, getting the body a little bit warmer. Right leg's going to rise up. Step that foot through, drop the back knee. On the inhale, reach it up. On the exhale, hands low, shift it back. Maybe hover the hands. Rebend as you inhale, drop the hips. Exhale, shift it back. Maybe hover the hands. Rebend, inhale, reach it. Shift it back, half front split. Rebend as you reach up again. Hands down low to the mat. Tuck the back left toe. Zip the back knee up. Hands forward about a foot in front. Come into your standing split. Take a huge breath in. Exhale. Breathe it out there. Let's rebend that front right knee. Land the toes back. We're going to come to crescent lunge. Inhale to lift. On the exhale, right away, shift into third warrior as you breathe out. Again, just for transition, huge inhale. Hands down to the mat or to your blocks, standing split again. And we're going to come back to what we did before. So toes reach up, bring that left knee to meet the right. Inhale, toes back up. Left knee meets the right. Inhale, lift it. Left knee meets the right. Inhale, toes back up. Exhale, forward fold, dive it out. Half glance, inhale. Hands to your mat, step or hop it. Find a vinyasa. Heart shines. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Left leg's gonna lift. Step it through, drop the back knee. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, shift it back, straighten that front leg, maybe hands hover. Rebend, inhale. Shift it back, half split. Inhale to rebend, reach it. Hands low to the mat, tuck the back toe, zip the back knee up. Hands about a foot in front, come into your standing split. Toes reach, massive breath in. Huge breath out. Rebend that bottom knee, land the toes back, coming to crescent lunge. Inhale to lift. Exhale right away, come into your warrior three. Stay here, huge breath in. Hands low to the earth or to your blocks, toes reach up, massive breath. Let's bend that right knee meets the left. Inhale, toes up. Right knee meets the left. One more time, inhale. Right knee meets the left. Toes back up. Forward fold, dive in. Half glance. Plant the hands, step or hop it. Find a vinyasa. Inhale, heart shines. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Stay here, couple moments, couple breaths. Yes, if you're with me, shift the chest back, set the knees down, come back into that hero's pose where the toes touch, or saddle pose. Breathe here, let the spine be tall. We're going to come back into those variations of that split. So we're going to grab the blocks first, if you're with me. Take a huge inhale. Massive exhale. Go ahead and reach forward, grab those blocks, know where you're going. Again, that could just be half hamunan or Ardha Hamunan. Step the right foot forward. You decide, maybe it's just wiggling the hips here. Maybe you start to scoot that right foot a little more forward. That could be it. Maybe a little bit more forward than that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands can either stay under the block, or you can slide one of those blocks. Again, maybe you are on the middle height, and maybe you try out that lower height. You decide, maybe not. Maybe you try it, and that's not for you. Find your way to your variation of that front split. Right leg forward, left leg back. Take a couple breaths. Beautiful. Stay here. Breathe here. If you're with me, we're here for 3 more long inhales. Half split, supported split, wherever you went. For 2. Take 1 more huge breath. If you do have that block underneath that right hip, slowly bring it out, support your hands. We're going to slow press into the blocks, drag that right foot back. And from here, move the blocks off to the side, come into a puppy dog pose. Drop the chest, maybe forehead down to the mat. Let the hips stay lifted, let the breath stay steady. Last 3. For 2. Massive breath in. Big breath out. Gently climb the hands back underneath your shoulders. Come back through tabletop. Again, grab those blocks. We're going to switch sides. So if you're with me, go ahead and step that left foot forward. Again, decide where you're going to go. Maybe that's just here, moving those hips. Just breathe wherever you went. My hands are supported with these blocks. I'm going to start to wiggle or heel toe my left foot a little more forward. Maybe that's it. I'm going to slide this block underneath that left hip. And maybe wiggle that left foot a little more forward. Again, you decide. That other block can support either hand. For me, my left side is my second best side. So I'm going to stay a little higher on this block underneath me. And I'm just going to breathe. I'm going to land where I landed. I'm going to stay. And I'm just going to be with it. Beautiful. Last few moments, last few breaths. Take a huge inhale. Massive exhale. Slowly press into the block underneath the hands. Slowly start to wiggle that left foot back in. Bring that knee to meet the right. Give your hips a little wiggle again. And then this time, come into child's pose. Scoot the blocks off to the side, forehead back down to the mat. Bring the arms down the side body. Stay here a couple of moments, letting those shoulders relax. The shoulder heads draw down. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Beautiful. Take a huge inhale. Massive exhale. Go ahead and reach the arms forward. If not already, come back to a tabletop position. Tuck the back toe, zip the legs up, come back into your down dog. Right leg's going to lift up on the inhale. Last little thing, step it forward, drop the back knee. Left hand's going to stay, right arm's going to lift up. Find a nice twist. The right arm's reaching up towards the sky. The left hip flexor dropping low. And if you want a little bit more, that top arm's going to reach back towards the back of your space. You're maybe going to bend the back of that left knee and maybe catch that back left foot with the right hand. Stay here for 5. If you went there and it was too much, you can just keep the arm reaching and unravel the back leg. Last 3. For 2, if you do have the foot, slow, release it down, release it out. Top arm back up to the sky, massive breath. Plant the right hand down, shift the hips back, find your way to half split. Take a huge inhale. Stay there, exhale. Rebend that front knee. Hands are going to come to the blocks again. And maybe try out your split one last time. So if you're ready, go ahead and just scoot that right leg forward. Maybe the handstand or maybe the block stay under the hands. Maybe you slide that block underneath again. Finding your degree today. Not going too far past your own edge though, knowing if you need to back off. This will be the last time today. Last, let's say 5. For 4. Last 3. For 2. And 1. Wherever you are, press the hands into either one block or both blocks. Slow. Bring that right foot back, right knee back. Just come back to a child's pose. Maybe you leave the blocks in front of you. Forehead down to the earth. Just notice what's happening through the area of the hips as you fold in. Beautiful. Take a huge inhale. Big exhale. Come back to tabletop position. And then move those blocks off to the side. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips back up. Downward facing dog. Left side's going to reach up. Step that foot through, drop the back knee. This time the right hand's going to stay low. The left arm will swim up towards the sky. You'll find a nice twist getting into that spine as well. Stay here a couple breaths. Keep pressing through that bottom right hand. Keep lifting up towards the sky as you roll that chest open. One more inhale. If you want it, top arm back towards the back of our space, towards the back of your mat. If you want a little more than that, bend through that right knee, maybe, and I mean maybe, catch that foot. For me, this side feels a lot different than the other, so I'm just going to stay here, reaching back. If you caught the foot, stay there, really press the foot into the hand. Last couple breaths. Maybe you get a little more depth. Find that opening, find your breath. Huge inhale. If you have the foot, slowly unravel it back. Top arm back up towards the sky, inhale. Hand down low to the mat. Shift the hips back. Find your blocks if you'd like them. Breathe in here. And then again, decide where you're going to go. I'm going to go into my variation of my split. I'm going to send that left foot forward. I'm going to bring my block underneath that left hip. And I'm going to lift through the crown of the head as I find my split on this left side. Again, this is my second best side for sure. Breathe. Knowing that I'm going to my edge. I'm finding my degree. Last few rounds of breath, last little bit, last little touch. It's going to feel nice as we come to close this class. Take a huge breath in. Stay here, breathe out. Take one more breath in. Massive breath out. Really press into that block underneath your hand or underneath both hands as you wiggle that out if you had it. Slowly start to bring that left knee back to meet the right. Scoot the blocks off to the side. Just come into child's pose one last time. Oh, goodness. Maybe feeling that energy through the area of the hips. Just take one more huge breath. Big breath out. Reach the arms forward. If not already, come to tabletop and then just scoot the legs off to the side. We're making our way onto our back as slow as you need. Once you get onto your back, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Whew. And we'll just get one bridge pose today. In fact, let's make it a supported bridge since we have the blocks. Plant through the feet, knees up towards the sky. Let's lift the hips up, slide the block to either height, the lowest, the middle, maybe even the highest if that felt right for you or appropriate in your practice. And then just stay here a couple breaths. I'm going to give you an option if you want it. Because we got a lot into that area of the hip flexors, they probably want to lengthen out as well. So if it's in your practice, you can walk one foot forward. If you're on the highest height, you might want to come either down to the lowest or the middle. If you're okay with one leg, you could stay there. If you'd like another leg to extend out, find that. You're not going to be here extremely long, so just take a couple breaths. In fact, if you did just take one leg out, go ahead and rebend that leg. Extend the opposite leg as you find your way to the other side. Take a couple breaths. Beautiful. If you're with me, take one more huge inhale. If you extended the legs, we're slowly going to bring one leg at a time, bending through the knee, planting the foot. Go ahead and press through the feet, lift the hips up towards the sky, slide that block out from underneath. Let the hips lower down to the earth and just extend the legs out long. Find your way flat to your Shavasana. Making your way to total rest. It should feel nice as your lower body just completely lets itself relax, eases into this shape. Lots of work in the lower body today. See if you can let your breath go down to the space of your hips. Total rest. You might want to stay here a few extra minutes today just to let any sensations that are happening through the hips just dissolve. More than likely you feel that circulation coming back into the connective tissues that we touched. Otherwise, we will say that is the official end. Again, I recommend you stay for as long as you have. Otherwise, we will say that is the end. And I just want to say thank you for showing up. Until next time. Namaste.